sort of solution within myself about power. The ruling elite might have physical might over the people, but what they don't have, I don't think that either side is right or wrong anymore. I don't. I haven't for a long time, I guess. What I do think is that neither side is right or wrong. I think there's only the decisions that we've made together. I think that you're evil over there, or you think that I'm evil over here. The corporate banks are fighting us against each other with major battles on days that are significant in pagan religions. But what they fail to see is that we've got each other and we've got information. There is no right or wrong. There's just us currently fighting each other in a war that's being funded on both sides by the world banks. All the money in the entire world is held by a corporate elite. They live above the law. They believe that they are a more evolved species than we are. They have done for so long, for so many centuries. The ruling elite has believed that it was better than us. They could rule over us. It has always been that way. And for thousands of years, we've let it happen. They think they have us with the dollar. Currently, they do. But the way you choose to spend that money sends a clear message to the corporate entities that control the entire world. If you stop worrying about the new cars and the new clothes and fast food and processed non-nutritional foods, and you start growing your own vegetables, taking part in local government by speaking your mind, using that money to pay off the debt that encapsulates each one of us and pulls all the strings that are the major decisions in our lives that shouldn't be. Instead, every single penny should go to getting ourselves out of this hole that we dug ourselves in. And instead, using that money to get out from underneath them as quickly as possible, if it is possible, working within the government, within the legal system, to find a way to get out from underneath the debt that you're in, the debt that I'm in. This is the only way we're going to get our power back. We have to loosen the hold that the ruling elite has over us by the things that we own. We are prisoners to our things. And like I've said before, the universe is malleable. You have the power to bring up the vibration that is the reality that you live in, just by looking at it in a positive light, searching for the things that you want and love the most. You know, I work with a guy who is a lot more enlightened than I think that he might realize. He sees events that manifest later in time, and he believes it's a coincidence. And if you've been listening, you know that I feel that nothing is really coincident because we manifest our reality. It's not a coincidence that you're listening to this show if you are. If you are, we're sharing a moment in reality. We're sharing a moment in time together. My past and your present will collide. And if you're listening to this, there's no way to avoid that. We're not at war with them, we're at war with each other. They are part of us, whether our beliefs are different or not. If you have to push an agenda onto a people, you're doing it wrong. We shouldn't have to force our views onto people as they've been forced upon us for generations and generations. Believe in whoever you want. That was the person who originally conveyed the message of love and light to you and your people. I personally think of the source as a different sort of thing. It's just the way I look at it. It's the power that I've given it. And I believe that the earth is a projection of consciousness that comes from the source. And we are just expressions of the earth upon that consciousness. And if the earth is a singularity, it's an ecosystem, it's a biosphere of its own. We are part of that biosphere, and as a result, we're part of each other, whether we like it or not right now. We are all connected. And that is the true power that you possess as a people. Each and every one of us on this planet, almost 7 billion strong, connect to each other. It's through electrical signal, it's through physical contact, it's through eye connection, it's through love. It's through the seething hatred that we seem to have built up. It doesn't have to be that way anymore. That time is over. This fight isn't for our gain. We will never gain anything from this, other than a tighter grip hold on our lives, on the reality that we manifest for ourselves. You know, a buddy of mine believes that we are the computer that computers are trying to become as a being. And he also believes that there's nothing wrong with the computer. It's the software that's broken. It's the programming that we've been given. We need to deprogram ourselves from this way of thinking, from this materialist way of thinking, and go back to basics. Go back to what it is that made us a thriving people over 200 years ago. That desire, that love of life. Get out from underneath the corporate thumb. Get out from underneath the thumbs of the banking cartels as soon as you possibly can. And do not look back. We must live in the moment. Not for fear of what will happen next. If everybody just stops and lives in this moment and realizes the power that they possess right now, there is no need to look forward. There is no need to carry the baggage of our past. There's only to evolve as different parts of a whole, different facets of each other. The day that we realize that we are all equal parts of the bigger picture, and that our government's no longer in charge of being manipulated by the same system that manipulates you, but on a deeper level. The day that we unite our minds towards a common goal, which is love and peace. As Daniel Pinchbeck said, this could be a garden planet. This could be an oasis in the universe. We just need to get out of our own way to let these amazing things happen. And if we don't get out of our own way, if we don't get out from underneath the ruling elite and the banking cartels, we'll be doomed to repeat generations and generations of mistakes. We owe it to our ancestors. We owe it to ourselves to awaken to this realization. And it really is just as easy as saying, you know what, this is wrong. And I want to be right. I want to be happy with my life. I am happy with my life. I would like to live my life in happiness. I would like to transcend this fear into infinite and pure love. It's that moment that we realize our true power. And there's nothing that anyone can do to stop it once it happens. And we can do that through information, through this pseudo connection that we have through the internet. You can share anything you wish. It's up to you. My goal isn't to have 1 million listeners. My goal is to have 1 million people make their realization and share that with their friends, or share this with their friends. I would love it if you believed in what I'm saying enough to share it with someone that you love. I would love it if the things that I've realized changed your life in the way that they've changed mine. I've never been happier than I am right now. Never been happier with myself than I am right now. I've never been more in love than I am right now. And I want to make sure that the life that I share with my loved ones is our own.